Joseph Goebbels understood the power of the big lie. If you tell a big lie enough and keep repeating it, he said, people will eventually come to believe it. The lie can be maintained only for such time as the state can shield the people from the political, economic, and/or military consequences of the lie. It thus becomes vitally important for the state to use all of its powers to repress dissent, for the truth is the mortal enemy of the lie, and thus by extension the truth is the greatest enemy of the state. Good Shabbos. I hope that this pre-Shabbos video finds you and your family safe and healthy and enjoying our not-so-beautiful Friday afternoon here in Rockland County. This week's Parsha, Kedoshim, begins with the instructions given to Moshe to speak to the people and tell them, Kedoshim tihiyu, you shall be holy because I, God, am holy. According to the Midrash, this commandment is given before the entire people of Israel because being holy, imbuing our everyday actions with a sense of purpose and devotion is fundamental to all of the mitzvot. Among the various mitzvot described in the Parsha this week is the prohibition against lying. And here's what the Torah says. Lo tignavu, v'lo techachashu, v'lo teshakru ish ba'amito. You shall not steal, you shall not deal deceitfully or falsely with one another. Judaism places a premium on truth-telling. You shall not bear false witness against your neighbor, we are instructed in the last of the 10 Commandments. Truth is the seal of the Holy One, blessed be He, tells us in the Talmud. The Lord God is truth, says the prophet Jeremiah. And in the book of Psalms, we are taught that a God-fearing man speaks the truth in his heart. But the verse appearing in this week's Parsha contains an additional message. The prohibition against lying to your neighbor is prefaced with the command not to steal, lo tignavu. The juxtaposition of these two elements signaled to the rabbis of our tradition that lying was not only a matter of conveying false information, but it is also a form of theft, genevat dat, the stealing of someone's thoughts and ideas. Sometimes genevat dat has to do with the sin of taking the product of someone's mind, a concept, a particular way of seeing something that may be novel or unique, maybe an invention, and making it your own. That's why people and companies take out patents. But at other times, genevat dat means taking away a person's ability to think freely for themselves, causing them to think in ways that they might not otherwise have thought. It is about controlling or manipulating the thoughts of other people. This past week, in an interview with an Italian journalist, Russia's foreign minister suggested that Vladimir Zelensky's Jewish heritage had no bearing on Russia's claim that Ukraine needed to be, quote, denazified. Hitler also had Jewish blood, he said, repeating a persistent myth concerning Hitler's family background. While the lie about Hitler's Jewish blood has been proven false many times over, the deeper message, the more potent and more insidious lie, is the age-old anti-Semitic trope that holds Jews responsible for their own persecution. The Nazis made good use of this lie in their own propaganda leading up to and during the period of the Holocaust. Neo-Nazi groups and Holocaust revisionists have also traded in these lies, claiming Jewish conspiracies to manipulate world sympathies. The anti-Israel Arab press has for years co-opted the image of Nazi brutality, turning it on its head and applying it to the Jewish state. It has been suggested that the lie of Jewish self-persecution can be traced all the way back to early Christianity, tying it to the death of a Jewish Jesus crucified, as it was believed for centuries, by his own people. Goebbels' statement about the power of the big lie was at the heart of Nazi-era anti-Semitic propaganda. Lavrov has proven that the big lie of Jewish self-persecution is alive and well today, stealing, controlling, and manipulating its way even into a conflict that has nothing to do with the tragedy that is Ukraine today. Shabbat Shalom.